So we've all probably done it at some point. We've entered that big race like a big marathon event, and through the post we've received our racing bib number, and there we are. We've posted ourselves on social media with a picture of the number or us holding the number. So this video is to just explain to you why that is not a good idea to do that, due to some recent issues that have occurred at the Boston Marathon. So there was one runner involved in the Boston Marathon who put a picture of her number on Instagram, and just so happened she'd framed it perfectly, so it was perfectly straight. And then people who had tried and not succeeded at getting a place in the Boston Marathon have lifted that image off of Instagram and then used it to produce a fake bib number. Effectively, they printed it off at home or something. So here's a quick picture to just show you what I mean. So as you can see, 4 people who weren't even in the Boston Marathon are running on that number. So including the genuine number, there was 5 people wearing that number. Now, the innocent owner of the number didn't know about this until after the race, when she checked the race photos and found these other 4 people, because obviously you search by your race number and up come all these pictures. Those 4 culprits haven't been identified as far as I know at the moment. And if you know who those people are and you recognise them, then I would urge you to report them to the Boston Marathon so that they can sort out what's gone on. There was also another person who did exactly the same thing. They wrote their Twitter handle on the number as well, so they were quite easily identified as running on a fake number. And that person who was identified, their name was Chelsea Crowley, who is the wife of Foursquare CEO Dennis Crowley, who says they both say they faked her number because they felt like they needed to run again and finish together to get closure after failing to finish together last year, presumably due to the Boston Marathon bombings last year. The fakery was uncovered by the rightful owner of the number, who looked for herself on the official photo site and spotted Chelsea, who'd written her Twitter handle. And their PR department have released a statement. So they apologised to anyone they offended after running together last year. They got split up and they were unable to finish. Chelsea finished and he did not, and they both felt like they needed to run together to get closure. They wrote a blog post about their experiences last year and they were just motivated to run again. Using a duplicate number got Chelsea into the starting corral, and they accept that it was wrong. They don't expect everyone to understand their strong need to run and finish together, but after trying unsuccessfully to get a charity number and trying unsuccessfully to officially transfer a number from another injured friend, they did what they could to make sure they could run together in the hopes of finishing together. So effectively from that, they're saying because the Boston bombing separated them and they didn't get to finish together, they want to finish together. Well, firstly, Chelsea did finish her Boston Marathon in 2013 when there was a bombing, so I don't see there was a need for her to have another go at it for free, because she'd already finished, and her husband, who hadn't finished, was legitimately in the race. So fine, he could run and he could finish a Boston Marathon, and they're saying they needed to finish together. Well, I don't see a need to commit forgery of a number to do it this year in 2014, because the Boston Marathon comes round every year and they could try and enter every year until they got in together legitimately. So what they've done is completely wrong. To add insult to injury, Chelsea put on her Instagram not long after the Boston Marathon a post about her next upcoming race, and was saying how she might even try and do something about her tan lines that she got in Boston. So she didn't seem to be too concerned about the fact that she'd done something wrong, despite the official PR release by Foursquare. It's totally wrong to do it. These people haven't paid for a place in the race. As far as I'm concerned, every time they're taking a bottle of water or a bottle of energy drink or a gel from the course, they're stealing it. When they cross that finish line, they're stealing the medal and they're stealing the goodie bag because they haven't paid for it. It's completely wrong. And on top of that, specifically with the Boston Marathon, with obviously the tragedies of 2013 and the bombings that took place, it's just an absolute mickey take to get into that race without having entered properly, and almost, take the mick out of it, all the sacrifice and everything that took place just to get the race going this year, and the security's gone up, and they still think that they can just flaunt the security procedures by not being an official entrant and going in. It's just completely disgraceful. So yeah, that's why you should never post your number on social media, because someone out there will pinch it and they will use it. You don't want You've tried hard to get into your race. You don't want people getting in like that in a fraudulent way. So there you go. Please don't do it.